Hello guys and welcome to a new video. On this time a case from the Microsoft World Championship South Africa chapter, Mkhulu the Zulu. I think I pronounced that right. It's a map case, so to say, but yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So first I see an issue because the length of those emojis is 2. So you can't use mid-sequence to split them. I used here split text into letter array with special character. If you want to have this as your next lambda of the month, comment down below. And then basically XLOOKUP of the splitted one. There's the table. Should make fixed references, and then product of starting, and this here, too much, and solved. So how many items? So flies until the border. How many items can she reach? Okay, I don't need this, and I will simple fly through. So let see cell reference based on reference and array not using intermediate steps. And I forgot something. This is my arrow array. So let's see cell reference not using intermediate steps, sequence 40, also including the first cell. Sheet name is library. Indirect yes, and see. And now I simply can say len of c larger than 1 and sum minus minus. No. Of course, something explainable. Yeah, here we go. Now, only moves 3 cells in the given direction. Count also that cell. So she's flying down. Cell ref based on reference and array not using intermediate steps. Sequence for 0. Why is this not evaluating? And sign. Yeah, here we go. 24. If it doesn't land, he reads nothing. What is the QQ after the flight? 3 cells. Library. Yes, indirect. XLOOKUP in here. No, those values in here, returning the QQ multiplier, and then 2, 4, Oh, so he actually... Oh, yeah. So, okay, I skipped over that rule. So, only until he reaches the first paper, except if the first paper is in the first cell. Okay, filter, see if no take, see x match len 2 in len of c, and then start not from 1 but we stack in the starting cell. Indirect of starting cell. Indirect library and this, and then xlookup in here, returning the multiplier, and then product of starting queue, and I immediately see here an issue. 8. Yeah. Why is this? Yes. Here, if error, then make it 3. Okay, hopefully this is right. Yes, all right. So the next one is a lot of instructions, or no, a detailed example. But let's data table this. So okay, take the whole thing. So he flies right. He flies right. How many flights? Cell reference not using intermediate steps. Cell reference sequence 40. Starting from 0 and arrow. And indirect. Oh no, don't use indirect first. Give me the cells and then easy indirect library. Indirect that can spell. So, and we go until here, left. So x match AO in left of 2 characters here, 9, and then take 9 rows. Okay, here we go. So this is then the flights Mkhulu makes until reaching the borders of Grassland Library. And now we have to count how many flights he makes. because he either makes a flight if he lands on a paper or a book, or if he has flown 3 cells. So here it's kind of complicated. Okay, so flight and leg, or part of the flight. So we're using reduce. Our initial value is each stack of, no. First I need to implement a special rule, because reduce its stack if or this equals this, or this equals this. So if the first cell is either book or people, then -1, then 0, otherwise 1, and we're starting with leg 0. And then use this array here, lambda a b, b stack a. And now we're taking doing the following. If the latest leg is 3, then we're starting a new flight. So take a row above last column equals 3. Then take a -1, 1, so the above one plus 1, otherwise. If len of b equals 2, then take a -1, 1 plus 1, otherwise take a -1, -1, 1. And that was the flight number. And now we want to a stack in here, also the leg. So if it's basically the same, so we adopt this. So if the flight leg is 3, then we're starting from 1. If it's 2, if we are at the book, then we're starting from 1. Otherwise, we add something. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, and here we are able to drop the last row, and then take last row, first column. Let's see if this is doing all right. P1, P4. It might calculate a while since the reduce table is not the fastest. Calculate it. Here we go. All right. Now level 5 is kind of different, and I can leverage heavily on the data table done recently. No, I don't need this. Delete this. So starting cell is here. We're flying up 5 flights, or until we reach the border. There was an issue with this, but I don't know Why? Oh, let's use the borders. And the row border 1 is 2. Huh. An issue here. 40 up. I know what this might be. Here we go. But yeah. But here, border facing behavior only unique. Okay. We don't need to match here. We can simply take the whole thing and then xmatch 5 in take first column, last first 12, take 12 rows from here, x lookup in here, returning the multiplier. If not found, make it a 1, and then equals product of starting and the given one. Okay, something is odd. I have included K5 hashtag. I've included the 12, which I should not include. 7190 B1 B4. Now let's run the data table. Calculate. Okay. 75. Let's see. Oh yeah. If error, then rows of table. Okay, and run again. 7190 B1 B4. I'm not 100% sure, but the table is. What is the character length of the paper icon? I thought 2, and it is 2. How many books are there? Count if s library. Oh, it's still named. It's named already. Okay. X4 flying down. How many papers are there? So ref sequence 40 start 0 and arrow down, library indirect, and then let I, and then filter I if I equals papers and rows. 5. What is the longest flight path in any one direction Mkhulu can fly without landing on a paper or a book? You can start on a paper and or a book. Okay. Yeah. Flatten map, library, filter blank values. Okay, you can start in all of those. and in all can fly in those given directions. Until he reaches a book. Book or paper. Okay. Cell reference and error array not using intermediate steps. Cell reference sequence 40. Now not a 0, because otherwise we would also count this as a starting point, or not as a starting point, as something included, which I do not want to include. Yes. Now let's use borders. Row border 2, 41 to 41. Sheet name is given here. Indirect yes. Border facing value unique. Xmatch net I, and then min of xmatch I in. Oh, let's bring those book icons in. Xmatch I in here. Xmatch I in here. And this fixed by column, this fixed by row. A and A. Great. Yeah. Okay. If error, then we are not matching. Then 1000. If error, no, this does not look right. What is wrong? What is wrong? So, this is calculating for ages. Xmatch for papers should be good. Xmatch. Oh, I'm an idiot. I switched here the symbol and the lookup array, which is bad. Okay. Now it should not be 1000. Max if s. Can this work for those ranges? Zero. 34, which I think is wrong. I don't know. Without, yeah, of course. Because when we are matching, we have already landed on the paper. Therefore, here is also one possible, although we are already standing on the paper. And yeah, not including one. Yeah, that's a trap. That's a trap. Yeah, super hard trap. So, last bonus question. So far, so good. I think we have 30 minutes. 25. So starting at T21. T21. And using this path here. Hello. Split text into letter array to column. Now. So he is flying on 3 cell flights in those directions given, and he's stopping if he either reaches the limit or reading a book or paper. And yeah, he cannot reach the paper a second time. So yeah, he's stopping there. So therefore first cell ref, not using intermediate steps, T21, sequence, 3 rows, starting is not important. Yeah, make this in a column. So then easy indirect library. Is there paper? Yes, there is. And now we do therefore a correction. So take if error xmatch 2 in len of this array, otherwise take 3 columns. Calculate, yeah, and we're stopping here at T23. And this T23 is then the starting point of our next journey. And we can then track this down and track this down. So okay, we should not go out of the borders of this. So border facing 241 to 41 1. So this is to stop there if you have reached the border. It is not stated somewhere, but I think that makes sense. And then there's still some small step missing. And this step is, if you already was or have been at a paper, then it's not accounted for. So here this, for example, we've been there twice and only the first time is counting. So we will not stop here, we will go to U23. Now, how do I want to implement this? Why is this not calculating? Here we go. How do I want to implement this? So xmatch len. Yeah, okay, make something in here. If xmatch this in to call is number So if we've had it before, is number, then it should be 1, otherwise we use len. I hope this is working. Calculate, please. So here we go. Let's track this down. Yeah, okay. Yes, it's working. And then the last cell is A32, which is right. Yay, where are 100 points? Missing. Is this? It might not have calculated right now, but in an instance, yeah, full score. Yeah, funny case. A few traps here, especially if you don't know splitting emojis. And yeah, also some border facing behavior was tricky. But anyways, funny. Thank you for your attention. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.